Okay, so for this paper I'm writing for English 1101, and it is a paper from about small business, the impact of social media on small businesses. So the first thing I would do is to go to Galileo on my college's website, and then I just go into Galileo. I also pull up a Word document just to keep notes sometimes, and just usually copy and paste my sources onto this when I find one. And I never really do the first search. I always go straight into advanced search whenever I search something. So since this is a paper about the impact of social media on small businesses, I usually just start with the basic keywords, just like small business, and then I usually just type in social media marketing or impact. And then after that, I usually look on the left to make sure they're all online full text only. And I also change the date to make sure that they're all current sources. So usually what I aim for is about 5 years back. But I'll make this one like 2013 or 20, make this one 2012. So that gets like a good 4 years. Okay, and then I start looking for anything that I see looks interesting. So no, that one doesn't have a link. Here's an academic journal, social networking in small businesses, an exploratory study. And right here I see that these are all, looks like, students of a university. So it may not be too reliable, but it may still work. And usually what I do is I just skim it and I read the abstract just to see if it has any relevant, you know, if it's even relevant to my topic. Um, I probably won't save this source just because it just says that they're part of like a like University of North Georgia, Gordon State College, or Georgia Southern. It doesn't really give them any credentials, so I probably won't use this article right here. Here's another article, The Value of Social Media for Small Businesses. Okay. Note this, it looks good. It's American Accounting Association, so it seems very credible. And then companies, like I've said, I first read the abstract, look for to see the keywords are in it, make sure it's relevant, and it will be helpful to my paper and topic. So yeah, the abstract seems like it would definitely work for my paper. I usually go down to I usually other skim around, see what the different, like what the paper's broken up into, like the theories of social media usage, or protocol development and coding procedures, and it even provides studies and looks like some data and information. So that's what I'd like to see, just because I like to have statistics and other things in my paper. And it even includes a table with demographics, which is even better because I like to have a lot of statistics and just like a lot of numbers to sway people. Like if I'm trying to convince them that that my views are right, or if it's just a research paper, then I might not even include my views. So yeah, this paper looks good. What I usually do is sometimes I'll take a few quotes out of it, or I'll even look up the authors for more credibility. See if they've done any other more works on other than this like article. So I might like let's say like Ludwig Christian job. I usually might like copy and paste to see the let's see. Yeah, then we right here we find him. He's a professor at he's a professor at West Virginia. Has a PhD, so you can see all his credentials, and that's what I usually know that he's a credible source. And might look for other works, that he's done that could also be helpful, just because he's a credible source. So if he's a credible source, then I'll look for more sources that were written by him. So yeah, I would either to save this, I usually put it in a folder if I'm logged into my account. Make sure it's saved for later. And usually right here, I'll have like if I'm signed into my account, it'll all be listed right here, all the articles that I saved. But if that doesn't work, I usually just copy and paste the link onto a Word document. Okay. And then I also like to include the title just so if the link doesn't work, I like to I like to have a backup, and I usually like include the author's names just so I don't lose the article. Alright, I'll just copy the link location. No. I'll just type it in. Okay. I usually stick to EBSCOhost like for my entire project just because I know it's easier to filter out results, and I usually don't trust Google articles. Or the only time I'll ever go to Google to look for is to look for just like general ideas, but I'll never look for articles or anything on Google. I usually just stick to Galileo or another database like EBSCOhost, I guess, which is the same thing. Um, so looking for another article, um, yeah, I'll look for any title that like looks like interesting. And it's usually easy with a topic like this. I usually just keep the same search terms unless I'm looking for maybe I might like put in social media like advertising or marketing and advertising are sort of the same thing. So here we got putting a face on for small businesses, the impact of social media on small business marketing. That looks good. So yeah, like again, I just read this abstract first. Right here it says it relates pretty much directly to my topic. And right here it even says the Academy of Marketing Studies Journal, which usually I find as a good source just because it's on EBSCOhost and it's an online full article, so because it's an online journal, so usually I would say this is pretty credible, just because it's published and which means it usually means it's like been looked over for any mistakes for credibility. So I usually say this was a good article. So again, uh, I'd put that in my folder and also just copy the link just to make sure like I don't lose these articles. Another thing I sometimes do is click the button right here, which is cite, and to sometimes I'll find my citations right here, and they're usually almost uh, pretty much almost correct, and I only have to make maybe a few changes, like for MLA right here, and they also have APA, which is like the main two formats we use. And I usually just like sometimes copy and paste these citations right here, just because more than most of the time they're accurate. And I only have to make maybe I'll read over them and I'll double check on our at Purdue just to make sure in the right format, and usually they work. So like for that, I would just to show an example of, I would just click cite, and then if I'm doing a paper with APA format, I would just go to that and then just copy. And usually if I would copy on the link, but I'm just doing the thing right here. So then, and then I probably have to change all these to lowercase letters just because it doesn't like it doesn't look right if it's all like if it's in all caps. And mhm. So, yeah, and then I double space it, make sure it's in the right format for my annotated bibliography or citation page just to make sure. And I guess if I'm looking for maybe to like to make my articles different, I usually stick with small business just because that's what my main thing is about, and it's about social media. So I might put in social media advertising just to find some maybe some different sources with some different input. And so look, that's even an article from the last one. So so it's basically the same topic, but advertising and marketing can be different things. So here we have an article that says how social media being used by small and medium enterprises. And it says at the top right here is the Journal of Business and Behavioral Sciences. So it usually like is a usually means in my head that it's a credible source because, like I said, it's been published and usually has been probably peer reviewed and made sure like taking care of any mistakes. And again, I just look for like the top, like the main what the article is about. So reading through it, it seems a little confusing. May not be completely with my topic, but because with this thing it says that SMEs, but I don't know what that is, so I may not include this in my paper just because. But if I find a fact or something that I like, then you know I can always take that out of it and put it in my paper. Um, See if we can find another one. you just want me to hit the okay.